Are you looking to get a job as a barista and you don't have any experience? This is my advice to help you get your first job. First things first, you got to pick the right cafe. Don't go walking into the most popular, most busy cafe that really requires high-end baristas. There is some high expectations of the people that are walking in there trying to get jobs, so lower the bar a bit. Make sure you're going to cafes that are a bit more achievable, but this does mean that you need to be kind of diverse in your availability to do other roles in that cafe. I mean, personally, I started making coffee in a very small cafe, and as I built those skills, I was able to move up to a slightly bigger, slightly better, and eventually got to work on some great equipment, and that was always the goal, but I definitely needed to start smaller, and that's what I'd be saying to you. Look for opportunities where you can get you some time on the machine, but it might not be all the time to start with. You're already also doing the right thing. You're already on YouTube, you're already watching the videos, and learning is a big part of it. You'd be surprised how much knowledge you can get out of watching our videos and other people's videos, learning about what the coffee menu is, learning about ratios. Having that hands-on experience, yes, will give you the edge once you put it to practice, but definitely keep watching the videos. We'll put more links in the description below of videos that are really relevant to you right now. There's a lot out there and it can be overwhelming, and some of them just won't make sense yet. So we keep it pretty simple, and we want to make sure that you can just learn from watching, so when you get on a machine and you start practicing, it all starts making sense. First things first, learn the coffee menu. Don't worry about origins and roast profiles and all the different things that come with that. You really need to make sure you know the difference between a latte, cappuccino, flat white, short black, all of these general coffees. So when you get on a machine, you're not a complete novice. We have a really good video. We have a bunch of videos about how to make all the drinks on the menu. So follow along with those so that when you get on a machine, you don't look like a complete newbie. I would suggest going out and doing a coffee course. If you want to invest in yourself, spend a little bit of money, and go there and learn and get hands-on experience. There are lots of courses out there. I don't recommend anyone's particularly, but I still think it's really valuable to just get that experience of hanging onto a group handle, putting a handle up into a machine, pressing buttons, watching extractions, and that is really the start of your journey to knowing what it's like to actually work on a machine. And the only access you might have to that is entering yourself into a course and investing in yourself. I would say though, don't expect an employer to look at that course and see any great value in it. It's really just a leg up for you, but even if you put it on your resume or your CV, the employer is not going to look at that as experience. They're going to think that's a positive thing that's showing initiative, but it's not necessarily saying that you know how to make coffee. If you can, practice at home. Use mum's machine, use your friend's machine, buy your own machine. It doesn't have to be much. It can be a simple Breville machine. It can be something, anything that you can start spinning milk and understanding that, start grinding coffee and learning that experience of changing grind settings. That is going to help you. So when you get onto commercial gear, it's just bigger and better, but you've also already had a bit of experience learning how to adapt a recipe or a ratio for your coffee. When you walk into cafes, don't be afraid. They do get a lot of people approaching them all the time. The baristas will take your CV or your resume, and that's something that I do recommend always having. Don't walk in empty-handed. The boss might not be there, and the right person needs to get your information. A lot of cafes, definitely in Australia at the moment, are looking for staff. They're looking for baristas, and they're happy to train people. There's a lot of internal things that investing in you might be worth their while. And be sure to list your soft skills on your resume. Tell them about the activities you like to do on the weekend. What kind of person are you? But also when you deliver that resume, that moment is actually really important, because even if you give it to a barista, that barista will then pass that on to the manager, and they'll also give them a bit of feedback about how that experience was. Were you confident? Were you friendly and bubbly? And you'd be surprised how much that moment can actually play a hand in the long-term opportunity that you might get in that cafe. And you know what? Do a little bit of free work. If you want to learn and you can offer to do a free trial, or jump on the machine for a small amount of time just to get some experience, that could be something that the employer thinks is valuable, whether they end up paying you or not. The point is that if you're willing to put yourself out there and offer to learn without the expense of them, that could be something that they really value and they see that you have initiative, and that could get you that job. Okay, so you got the call back, so you've got the interview. This might just be you sitting at the back of the cafe with the manager, but that's fine. Use this opportunity to show them who you are. You are looking for a job in hospitality. You are looking to work with other people. You want to work as a team. So you want to show them that you're easy to communicate with and that you're going to communicate well with customers and be bubbly and friendly, because you're essentially saying, I'm going to be an asset to your cafe, and if you go in there and you're hesitant and you're not easy to communicate with, maybe hospitality is not the best gig for you, and you do need to be able to communicate with customers even as a barista. Hiding behind the coffee machine is not the thing. A good barista is someone that can communicate with customers, can talk openly, and you often find yourself working with other people on the machine, so you have to work well as a team. So hopefully you're that kind of person. You're looking to go into coffee and work in hospitality because you're a friendly person that loves that vibe. But I would recommend just in that interview showing who you are. You know what? You might not get the job. So being okay with rejection is something that I hear a lot of people challenged with, but it is part of the process. So I would say put your resume into a number of places. Don't expect too much. Hopefully get the opportunity to learn. Take the opportunity to ask what you could have done better and what skills you might be able to learn so that you could potentially get a job in their cafe one day or become a barista. And if you get the job, go hard. Make sure you continue to learn. Keep watching the videos, spend some time in there, soaking up all the information from other staff, and learn as much as you can, because being a barista is all about growing your skill, growing your techniques, understanding coffee more. And that part, once you get comfortable on milk and once you get comfortable on shots, then you'll realize how much more to coffee there is. And you can learn about origins, you can learn about processing, and that would then become something you become more valuable to that employer as well. So hopefully this helps you get your first job in coffee. We want to make sure we keep as many baristas in the industry, people in hospitality. It's a beautiful industry full of amazing people, and we want to make sure that people are going into it and growing their knowledge and supporting the cafes over time. Let us know in the comments below how you go with your resume handouts, with getting a job, with keeping a job, and I'd love to hear your feedback. So I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks. Bye.